Our modern fruits and vegetables have become less nutritious over the years due to the selective breeding efforts of man. Along with the loss of the nutritional value in our fruits and vegetables, there has also been a loss of much of the taste that we all used to enjoy. A prime example of this is the tomato. Anyone who has ever grown their own tomato knows that it tastes far better than any store-bought tomato ever has. This is due in no small part to our modern farming and production practices, which have led to increasingly poor soil conditions on modern mega farms, and the over-reliance on chemical solutions, which are often petroleum or industrial waste-based pesticides and fertilizers. Now, I believe this is a crisis that is getting worse and not better. In fact, the more destroyed and depleted farmland gets, the more modern mega farmers have to rely on potent, noxious chemicals to grow and keep the pests at bay on the very produce that ends up on our plates. In the past 50 to 100 years, plowing, planting, and harvesting equipment have made life easier for farmers, and that's good. It's also made it possible for farmers to work much larger farms, growing much more of a crop than ever before. But you know, everything, even good things, have consequences. These larger farms now produce far more of a single crop than is needed by the people in the surrounding communities. So while at first the fruits and vegetables were taken to other nearby areas, with the advent of better trucks, trains, planes, and ships, commercial produce has begun to be transported thousands of miles, and even globally. At first glance, this seems like a good thing. Let's send food all over the world and feed everyone. How can that be bad? But the truth is that the unintended consequence has been a pronounced reduction in both the nutritional value and the flavor of this long-hauled produce. Crops can now spend days or even weeks in transport and storage. This diminishes their nutritional content and their natural sugars, making them taste far more acidic, bitter, mealy, or just plain unappealing. Further adding to the problem is the fact that to help the fruit and vegetable industry deal with the increased time of shipping and storage, our 20th century solution was to allow farmers to harvest their fruit while it was still green and firm enough to be handled without bruising or splitting. If the immature produce did not ripen during transport, they knew that science could force ripen the produce in climate-controlled warehouses once it reached its final destination, most often through yet another exposure to noxious chemicals or even dyes. Surely it must be clear to even the most uninformed among us that fruit picked while still green and then artificially ripened is never going to be as nutritious or flavorful as fruit that is allowed to fully ripen under the sun the way nature intended. Folks, we got a problem, and we need to wake up on this. We're talking about our food here, our health, and the future of the human race.